Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of the developer's gameplay. Today I'll be playing the third operation of the Strategic Mind Fight for Freedom United States campaign, the Battle of the Bulge. So let's jump into our save we did after the Operation Market Garden. And first let's manage our troops here and then we'll jump into the battle. So let's listen to what the generals have to say.
I talked to the fellows who fell back. They say the Germans brought a lot of tanks to the Ardennes. This might become a problem, seeing how we don't have any planes to destroy king tigers and elephants. Until the weather improves, we'll have to rely on our heavy artillery and try to intercept the enemy tanks while in the forests.
I have to admit, sir, as bad as the weather has gotten, I'm more worried about the landscape. The Ardennes are all mountains and gullies, not much room for flanking or any kind of tactical maneuvering. I recommend we keep our troops together, make use of artillery cover, and avoid sending individual units forward. If we stretch ourselves thin in the Ardennes, the Germans will pick us off, one by one.
Our inability to use aviation puts quite a hamper on our options. Good thing the Hun is left without the air support as well. However, the Air Force aren't the only ones suffering from this frost. Our men on the ground lack warm clothes and winterized equipment. I suggest you stock up on everything that would help our soldiers to fight at full combat strength.
Okay, so this is so basically here we have the global map. And once again, community has reported that the winter operation description was missing, so we've added that with one of the recent updates. Okay, so we've got the V2 rockets, by the way, by completing the secondary objectives during the Market Garden operation. So we could use those to attack individual enemy units. So we have it at level 1 granted, and we can level it up further if we want to. Yes, so first let's go through our units. I would of course want to overstrength them all to see how much prestige I have left. So overstrengthening is really important, and most of the times you would prioritize that over getting new units, as it's usually more beneficial. Yeah, okay, so as you could have gathered from the general speech, like historically, at the beginning of the operation in the Ardennes, there was bad weather for flying aircraft, so basically heavy snowfalls, but later it became clear and they could fly, so I guess we won't be having our aircraft available for the first couple of turns. Next, let's see what we can get. I wouldn't mind one more rangers, but let's see first. Okay, so we have Greyhound. Let's go over the upgrades first, probably. Okay, so we can get Easy 8 or Jumbo. Both have heavy armor, so I guess fighting German heavy armor is better with Easy 8. So, and I would like to get that additional defense, so I guess I'll upgrade it. Okay, so this is an assault gun version. So let's get some additional mobility for our Sherman assault guns. Okay. Oh, this one has high precision. It's really good for fighting the German units, which like late game units like Tiger or Panther. They usually have this trait, so it's quite important, and it's better than long range guns, so it outweighs it. Although it's quite a costly upgrade, so I'm a bit hesitant with it for now. Maybe I'd want to get another self-propelled AA actually. I wouldn't mind that. No, our artillery is totally fine for now, in my view. I wouldn't mind getting one more, but we'll see. Well, let's go through equipment. Okay. Oh, we have quite an expensive upgrades to make here as well, so let's do it. Also, we want winter equipment for everyone, so I guess we are not getting any serious new equipment. So yeah, let's get those guys. Maybe trophy keys would be nice. Yeah. Okay, winter equipment and maybe some additional ammunition. Or actually, super squad would be nice. I would change that for an NVD probably, and winter equipment. This is for winter equipment. I would switch searchlight for winter equipment here. Yeah, I guess I'd go for winter equipment instead of incendiaries. Yeah, it's important to give all the aircraft winter equipment as well. Okay, so we have just a little bit prestige left. Let's double check that all of our units have winter equipment ready. As for these guys, yeah, I'd rather... Okay, we have one more NVDs. Maybe for one of our rangers, but not sure about that. Yeah, I guess we are good for now. I wouldn't mind another anti-aircraft gun though, so maybe we could sell something to get it. Or maybe we can down-strength our strategic bomber. It's once again too costly to... Yeah, let's get one more self-propelled AA probably. Let's give it extra reach and No overstrengths, we will just buy the winter equipment. Yeah, I guess that's it. Now let's level up the HQ skills. So let's see what we have with our tanks. I would probably want to get 10 command courses. Let's see if any of those... Okay, this guy's leveled up. So... Oh, rather, yeah, so we have to get all the levels in you. So let's get Night Hunter, Ground Taker, and guess Aggressive Maneuver. And here is also Night Hunter. Okay, it's level 1. Yeah, we don't have enough prestige to add the additional strengths. Okay, we still have some prestige to spend. We don't have that much assault guns, but it could be interesting. Maybe fighter bomber doctrine. This could also be useful. Let's see. Well, I guess for now I will get these two, and we have one more basically. Don't want any additional slots for now, don't have enough prestige for that. Yeah, I guess this will be it. Yeah, we'll get more juicy stuff later on. So yeah, let's start.
So much for leveling out the front line. The Germans hit us in the Ardennes, where our defenses were the weakest.
They have 2 panzer armies and they've broken through. Bastogne is encircled. They're hitting us with everything they've got.
Gotta hand it to them. Damned Krauts know shock tactics. Our boys on the ground are demoralized.
They won't be demoralized a day longer if I assume the command. The situation being what it is, I must say I am the man for the job.
There it is again. Monty's famous modesty.
Here's what we'll do. Patton, you take your army in the south and attack the belly of that salient. Montgomery, you lead the advance from the north. Understood?
Yes, sir.
This isn't a disaster. It's an opportunity. We have more than enough resources to beat the Germans back. But our boys at Bastogne have to hold out a little longer.
Gentlemen, give me a situation report. Have we managed to stop the enemy offensive?
Hardly. The Germans pushed us back and created a salient more than 60 miles deep. Their goal is to capture the bridges over the River Maas. We are holding out for now, but the situation is dire.
We could have bombed the Nazis into dust, but the damned weather has our air force grounded. The 101st Airborne Division is holding out in Bastogne without any support.
This year's winter is uncommonly harsh. but there is no reason to panic. We are preparing a counteroffensive of our own. According to our plan, we must hold the following crossings at all costs: Liege, Namur, Givet, and Sedan. We must also take Luxembourg and Eupen, important supply hubs. As for the 101st Airborne Division, they are fighting tooth and nail, but they won't hold the Germans off by themselves. General Patton, I am tasking you with saving them. Break through and help our boys.
I will, Ike, but the 101st isn't the only division in dire straits. Many of our units have gotten lost during the retreat. We should re-establish contact and rescue them as well.
I agree. Assume command over any of our retreating forces you come upon. And lastly, we will deploy the Air Force as soon as the weather clears up, but for now we'll have to do without.
Yeah, so we cannot deploy these aircraft units for now. Okay, so we control Luxembourg and Eupen. Basically our beachheads for encircling attack on the Germans, but let's see, yeah, we have to hold all key locations for a few turns, and then, but we also have to break through to our guys here, so we would probably want to go from here. So yeah, we have to go to Bastogne basically and try to cut off the Germans here. And also we have to cover our guys who are retreating from the front lines. Okay, so I guess we'll deploy some troops in here to help with lifting the siege of Bastogne, and then we will just defend our beachheads, the rest of our positions, and afterwards we'll counterattack. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so some anti-tank, infantry, AA, artillery, and tank. So I would want to deploy my HQ recon down here to assist with the breakthrough to Bastogne. And maybe reinforce it with Easy 8 tank and some of our experienced rangers as well. Additionally, I'd like to reinforce our positions here. So I deploy Panzer here, Storm artillery here, and let's deploy the M18 tank here, and I'd rather deploy our AAs. Yeah, I guess we don't have. Oh, we have AA here. Yeah, so we have some AAs. So I guess I'll deploy one here and one here, because those guys will be breaking through without mobile anti-aircraft units. That would be problematic. Also, it's risky to deploy artillery here without good cover, so I'd rather put one down here, one somewhere here and one here to cover these locations. I guess we don't have any significant troops in here, so let's reinforce these positions as well. And let's end deploy. Okay, so let's do some scouting. Okay, so first of all, I'd rather take a more defensive stance here and hide my artillery to see what the enemy is up to. I guess we have to stop their advance first and then counterattack. So yeah, let's put an assault gun in here, Firefly tank. Okay, so we have anti-aircraft as well here. Maybe move this one a bit further behind. Well, let's actually fall back behind the river probably with this one. Put this one in front. Okay, let's put these guys in this forest and move the priest closer, as well as anti-aircraft gun. Okay, so here they cannot cross. I would rather bring back that recon unit. Put artillery and assault gun in close. Start moving that anti-aircraft closer to that defensive area. Here also I would want to move back the anti-aircraft gun and recon. So I would probably want to put my Panther tank in here, behind the mountain, to try and ambush the enemy in here. Okay, so yeah, here let's move the AA closer. I'd rather move this assault gun in here and move one of the tanks in there. And I would also want to put some anti-tank ambush in here, so let's put it in this hex and try to ambush them. Also, yeah, let's put some tanks in here as well. Let's put our tank in here and our infantry in here. And let's start advancing cautiously with this group. Okay, so there are some enemy troops in here. Let's see what it is. Okay, so we have some enemy offensive and some enemy aircraft here. So I wouldn't mind actually using a strategic bombing of those. Okay, let's see what we can do. Don't want to put infantry out in the open. I would prefer to put my anti-tank gun in here. Put some decent tanks in here. So I guess we'll defend here for now. And then we'll see how it goes. But we also have to get to our guys in here. So I guess I'll at least send my scout car to try to get to them. And maybe send this tank there as well. Maybe those guys force marching here as well to keep that pass. And yeah, let's send those guys as well. And maybe those anti-aircraft guns, but these will have to hold. Okay, let's see what happens next. I guess I hope I don't get wrecked too badly, but that's highly likely. Okay, so the plan worked. We've kind of overwatched these guys. So that's already nice. Although they are now flanking us here. So this artillery is probably done for. It's probably Puma. Or some similar vehicle. Okay, so they are taking this infrastructure, but that is fine. It will just put them in the clear for our counterattack, and they cannot capture crossings this way. Okay, our another ambush worked, so that's some nice tactics you could also use. So elephant is kind of tough target to deal with. Okay, one more Overwatch. That's good. So I guess our first order of the day would be to really stop and deal a serious blow to the enemy heavy armor vehicles, and then we can proceed from there. Yeah, so shouldn't have been putting those guys here. At the same time, losing one non-core is not so big of a deal. That's harsh, actually. Lost one of the retreating units, and here goes another one. Without the air force it would be hard to deal with all that heavy armor. Okay, so now they are attacking our northern positions. Okay, so now our guys moving. I'll just skip through their movement, I guess.
Sir, we're getting strange reports from all over the area of operations. Our patrols vanish without a trace, our forward units get false intel, communications break down out of nowhere. Even the road signs are getting switched up.
It's sabotage. I've learned recently that Lieutenant Colonel Otto Skorzeny is currently in the Ardennes, spreading chaos together with his hand-picked squad.
That explains it. In that case, let's catch those saboteurs. Let counterintelligence prepare a set of questions only an American could answer. All of our units, including the retreating ones, will have to pass that test.
Okay, so we have some enemy special operation going on. As if it wasn't enough trouble without that. Okay, so this artillery is basically out of commission. Okay, let's think what we can do with those guys. Not much, I guess. Well, let's try to reach our troops at Boston then.
We've rescued our boys in Bastogne, Ike. The 101st claimed they could have managed without us, the mad bastards.
They put up a hell of a fight, George. I'd say they could use a break, but the fighting isn't done yet. Assume command over them and see what else can be done.
Oh, let's actually see the enemy positions here. Okay, it's quite hard. PS will be withdrawing here. Although, well, the problem is how to deal with this Panther tank. So let's see what can be done about it. Guess we don't have much resources here, so we'll be moving those guys back most likely. Okay, that was stupid. I guess we'll have to use strategic bombing here. Okay, I don't have prestige to reinforce actually. Yeah, so I've kind of messed it up here. Didn't expect such a powerful attack going from here. But at least we've reduced that to one main target, although there is one more unit up there. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I guess we are faring somewhat better in the rest of the locations. So let's see what we have here. Okay, let's fire at those guys. Yeah, should have moved first. No, it doesn't really matter. Okay, this tiger is kind of a problem. Have to find a way to deal with it. Well, I guess we'll have to attack with that archer. And now hit those guys. Yeah, that's an assault gun variant. Yeah, let's see what we have left. Not much. Yeah, I don't think we can make much progress here for now. I would love to get rid of those Pumas, but kind of can't do that right now. Okay, so lots of enemy armor here. Okay, let's start attacking these guys. Oh, don't have those, yeah. It's kind of tough in here. Wouldn't mind getting some help. Yeah. We'll probably keep you guys in here for now. And okay, so I haven't resolved this location yet, so we can also try to help out those guys. It could be useful. So we have to deal with this elephant tank somehow. Yeah, well, let's cut off their supplies, I think. And let's try to bombard those guys. Well, that's harsh. Don't like my odds here. Okay, let's try to finish those guys off. Okay, now this should hold. I would move to clear though to avoid high damage from this infantry. These are done for, but I want to keep them from dying to ensure I don't get the losses penalty here, because I've already lost some units. Okay. Well, let's try and attack those guys. Yeah, those Sturmpanzers are also quite tricky. Let's keep on the defensive for now. Although I wouldn't mind moving this assault gun to help out actually. Let's see what it could do. Well, I like this. I wouldn't mind taking some of those forests, but I guess those are too far. I guess that's it. Okay, nice overwatch. Kind of a pity we wasted that overwatch there on that unit, but still not bad. I'm actually happy that Sturmpanzer is attacking, because it's hard to deal with it otherwise. Nice overwatch. I pity they found our AA gun. Yeah, so we have some problems here. And they somehow found our tank here. Well, they've probably just went after this hex and found it. So that's unfortunate. Okay, we need to try and save those guys.
General Eisenhower, what is the meaning of this? I was passing a US checkpoint when your tin-head sentries stopped me, shot my automobile's tires, and kept me prisoner for hours. In a barn. Those idiots should be court-martialed.
Oh, that's rich. They had to keep you in a barn because that's the only place your ego would fit.
George, would you kindly bugger off?
Calm down, gentlemen. Sir Bernard, it has come to my attention that there are enemy saboteurs among us. All checkpoints have been placed on a high alert.
Oh, really? So what now? I'll need a new car after every checkpoint? And what if one day they'll shoot my driver?
Montgomery, calm down. This was all just an accident.
An accident that cost me a few hours in a rancid barn, without the ability to command the operation. Just you wait. I'll have the military police on this case in no time.
Yeah, so some saboteurs action continues. And some funny episode with Montgomery. Yeah, well, so this turn is a bit easier in terms that there is only so much you can do at night. Okay, so we're basically done here. Can start moving that way probably. Maybe we could capture that airfield. Actually, that could be nice. So yeah, let's prepare an attack on it for the next turn, I guess. Okay, so now about this location. So we need to save these guys. So what's with their ammunition? Okay, they're kind of full. Okay, let's start attacking that. It's strange that I will be supplied, but I don't think it will work like that. I'm kind of in the enemy territory now, so I wouldn't really mind getting somewhere within the supply zone next. So I should probably... Okay, I got ambushed here. Yeah, so kind of have to go to rescue these guys. Okay. Now let's see what we can do here. So let's do a double attack. Okay. Let's put this tank in here. Okay, let's see. So what we have here, Tiger. So here we have both NVD and Night Hunters, that's why it's so effective. So I'd want to deal with the Sturmpanzer first and then keep going. Okay, we have overrun, right? So I guess what I want that. Level up available. Level up Ground Taker.